The evidence is everywhere, guys. Hidden or not hidden. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take you on another trolley trail explore today. This time we are moving south. In a previous exploration, or several, I took you north through Waldo, Brookside, etc. The trail actually dumps out on the east side of the plaza, but we're gonna go south and see what kind of stuff we can find. All right, guys. So I'm here off of around Main Street and 85th. Driven by this a bazillion times. I actually used to live up the street in a rental property, but I've never taken a look at this. Check this thing out. I had no idea this was built out like this back here. I'm not sure if I can get down there. I'm sure I could if I tried hard enough. Oh, the bike's wanting to fall over, so I'm just gonna set it down. Look at this thing. What is going on with this? Oh, wow. There's a huge pipe under there. This is crazy. Look at the size of this. I'm trying to get you down here. Man, I want to get down there. Let me see what I can figure out here, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna keep moving. This is a great first find. I'm gonna come back to it. It's still pretty early in my ride, you know, as far as where I dropped in the trail. But we're definitely gonna take a closer look at this. So we are in an area that I never knew existed. It's incredible. So that little stone looking infrastructure we were looking at, kind of the water runs and snakes around here. Under this bridge. And technically we are still in the Waldo area. Hold on, let me get you back through here. It's amazing how much is around you, you know, that you don't know about until you actually get out here. But we're gonna continue. Look at this flippin' place. Really chaps my ass, guys. But we are on this other bridge. Oh wow, I didn't even notice this. We got what looks like some destroyed building materials. I'll just say that. Another little stream. Look, all the way down, guys. It's crazy. And then this actually dumps out in this park that I do know about. And I can't remember the name of it, but I'm gonna head back to the Trolley Trail. Check it out, guys. I was waiting on the light to cross. We're on Holmes Road here. Got another piece of track. Try to keep you out of the sun here. We've got an ancient looking wall that is surviving here. Wonder how much of this is buried. And I never knew this existed either. This big hole hasn't always been here, because way back when there was a Piggly Wiggly that used to be here, and then that sat empty forever, and then a Save-A-Lot was put in there, and then apparently nothing can survive whatever is going on with this. But the wall we just looked at is right over here. So I'm standing on top of that wall. Check it out. You can still see where the parking lot was here. So I guess the parking lot was over this thing. I'm assuming, you know, they were having some major issues building on something like that. But look at this. First bricks of the day, just sticking out here. Thing's huge. How in the world did they build over something like this? I mean, you can still see the asphalt on that. You know, the sun's right there. And then it runs under that parking lot. Got some more ancient wall on the back side of this structure. I'm not gonna get too close. They got cameras everywhere. I don't want any issues this early. But then they've tried to cover up part of it with this janky fence. There might actually be a couple more tiers of wall up in here. Saw it somewhere. Yeah. Something going on in there, but we've seen this janky house before. But there's a wall right here as well. Looks natural right here, guys. All natural. Look, there's another tier up here. It's a little hard to see. And then partially buried, overgrown. Thick this thing is. Thinking most of this looked like this, and that looks like granite. And then somebody obviously did a little work to this thing. Interesting chunk of brick right here that I have seen before on homes. Yeah, there's a piece of red in there. Just trying to get it for you. There it is. Where there was another brick. Look at this, guys. More destruction. Look at that slab down in there. This looks to have been completely built out. Trying to get just a few more views of this. I'm not gonna jump down and dig around in here today, but what is going on back here? The whole bottom of this is lined. Crazy. Little valley right here. Got a lot of this in the area, you know, grinding up the old world. There's some crazy bizarre stuff going on back here, guys. There's this little old road that used to curve around here at one point in time. I mean, there's nothing here but this huge valley. Some of these areas I can't or will not go into because there's a lot of people living back in here. But very interesting. Not sure what this says. Trying to get KCATA something. No trespassing. 6 months in jail. I don't need 6 months in jail, but what the hell is going on back in here? This area is being video recorded from a remote location, guys. Got an old structure right here. Got a lot of shacks back in here. Not sure, what's going on. I'm not gonna go in here because there are signs. Obviously somebody opened this. Nothing super interesting. I believe that this building, oh, I heard something in there, but it's got like the terracotta cap on the roof. And then the outside looks like it's been completely resurfaced. But mostly these corrugated steel structures back in here. Probably just an excuse to keep people from looking at what is hidden in here. Some more interesting rock formations. Got some people walking this way. I think it's some of these people that live in here. There was a guy that rolled up on a scooter a little bit ago. More of this crazy rock stuff. Look at this. There's a chunk of wall on top still, just barely. Here's some more. Obviously something man-made or built by somebody. Got a little fork in the road here, or the Trolley Trail. But look at this, guys. We got a survivor back here. I was not expecting to find a home back in here. And I'm probably not gonna go up there. As a matter of fact, I hear a dog. And he's right there. So I'm not gonna stick around here. But a very interesting surprise. All right, I'm gonna grab the bike. Now we're starting to run into this type of stuff on the sides of these, or this trail. Got another little area off the trail here. There's some lady jogging by. She looked back at me. Hopefully she doesn't think I'm some freaking creep out here. But what is going on? Holy cow, look at this. Oh, wow. There's so much to see in here, guys. It's incredible. Actually kind of had a goal today. I haven't quite made it yet. Oh, look, there's the train track. Shit. Trying not to fall down this hill. This just keeps going and going. It's hard to see in there. You know, I have a theory as far as, especially with the last house that we just saw. Wouldn't it make sense that there were more houses in here at one point in time? I'm not really sure you can say that these two bricks here were dumped back here because there's, I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could get a vehicle back here, but guys, I just had a bizarre thing happen to me. Kept getting a notification that my storage was full. And I've been keeping up on deleting things. So it seems a little unlikely, but I went ahead and went through and deleted a bunch more stuff, old stuff. Everything I've got, I'm backing up. So anyways, we're gonna get back on the trail here and we're gonna continue. Dang guys, I just saw like 5 or 6 deer cross down here. I just missed them. It looks like somebody set a fire over here. Riding along the trail here. You know, can't make it very far before I start finding stuff. What are these doing out here, guys? Not sure if that's a brick or what's going on with this. See some joints. Looks to be painted. Probably weighs a flippin' ton, so there ain't no flipping it around. And then just up in the woods, these huge hills on both sides here. What's going on here? Is that just dirt? Thinking it is. Looks like a curve at first, but got a few old worlders right here. What did that say? Ellis Hall? Arches on the side there. And as I previously mentioned, finally made it down here to 85th and Prospect. And I might have forgot to mention it, but so they're grinding stuff up over in this area too. There's the train tracks. And this road here actually goes down to a few areas that we have explored previously off of Blue River Road. So, you know, I was kind of testing the waters today as far as pushing myself to see how easy it would be for me to get down here by bike. But we're gonna push on a little further. Had a lot of distraction detour stops. Doesn't matter where you go. All right, guys, I've made it back to this bridge here, this faux old worlder, and we're gonna see if we can't take a little spin through the road closure area. Alright guys, I'm in this little road closure area. I'm thinking about checking out this little sidewalk that we stumbled upon the last time I was here, see where it goes, if anywhere. And then we'll take a little spin down here. So this goes under the bridge we were just on top of. Looks like a little trail continues. Not sure I'm interested in checking that out today. I think we're gonna head back up to the road and see what there is to find on the road closure area. guys, I want to show you this other, what I believe to be an old canal. And then we're gonna head back down the road here and check a few more things out. I keep looking back and forth, forgetting that this road is closed to automobiles. There's the other side. Look at this massive chunk here, guys. You're gonna see a lot of this in here. Is this a natural rock formation? Wow. I want to look at the top of this. Oh, check it out. Oh, that's just dirt. Looks like it was ground beef. Hold up, let me grab the bike. Hope I got enough battery left. Look at this place. Stuff just crumbles. This looks like rounded right here. Very bizarre. See it? And this is kind of like I mentioned, you know, I'm just testing the waters here. We'll do a lot more digging around in here eventually. Just a little bit of on the ground recon. All right, so there's trails all throughout here. And I'm not skilled enough to ride my bike on this without injuring myself or worse. So we're gonna walk the bike down here, see what's going on. Bear with me. So I might just set her up right here. Trying to keep it from falling over, because when it falls over, stuff gets tweaked around. What do we got going on in here? Just a piece of metal stuck to this rock. Look at this place, man. This is insane. All appears to be building materials to me. There's a soccer ball or a football. All right, I'm gonna grab the bike and we're gonna continue down this path for a little bit. By the way, the street is just up there. Getting more and more interesting, guys. Look at all this. What's going on here? We don't stick to the paths, guys. That's what they want you to do. Look at this piece of wall here. I think most of this has collapsed from the wall. And that's a lot of the issue with why they closed this area. Back down here. Oh, shoot. And it's everywhere. I mean, what is going on here? Wow. Holy cow. What's going on with this? All right, guys. I'm gonna grab the bike again. It's my only mode of transportation out of this destruction here. Look at this. This stuff is all just melted together. At least that's what it looks like. First find of the day, guys, a rainbow glass bottle. Not sure if you can see it, but we're gonna get this thing home and cleaned up and take a closer look for sure. Look at this wall, guys. I could see the top of it from the street. The street is just above us up there. I mean, look at this one. What they would tell you is stone, but what do we got going on under here? Looks like a super aggregated mortar bed. Look at this. know what that is. It's just a piece of wood. I mean, look at this, just stack of rocks in between these massive stones. This is crazy. Is this how we're building walls? I better not remove anything. End up with a Jenga situation on our hands. Looking just completely destroyed. What's going on in there? And then this is, I believe these to be newer, but sorry guys, I'm tripping here. Here we are with the phone. You know, first it was my storage is full. Now we're back on not wanting to focus. Ghost in the machine. Take a look behind here. Yeah, they made so many attempts to try to salvage the road that goes through here, but this place is just too destroyed. So they finally said, screw it. But see, then we've got these piles on top of these up there as well. So I'm not really sure. That looks formed to both sides. If you can see it. Shit, guys, the closer I look at the rubble here, got all kinds of stuff going on. Some ceramics, some more of this rainbow glass. Oh, look at that. There's another one. What is going on here? Look at this. What is this? Unless what I'm seeing is just water stains, but I don't think so, guys. I've got a few older complete bottles at the house the same type of glass. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out of here. I want to know what it is. I'm really not sure what I've found here, guys. This one looks like a metal. What is going on? And I finally dug this thing out. I took this because I'm gonna try to get this cap off for my bottle that I found. Look at this little tiny bottle. Too bad it's not complete. There is so much stuff in here, guys. It's everywhere. Look at the texture on this one. All right, I'm gonna move along. Jergens lotion. Looks old. Even this brown has rainbow in it. Look at this. Beautiful. Crazy. So I'm just kind of digging around in this pile of destruction here. Flip this rock around, and what do we got underneath here besides this snake he's not gonna last too long with the weather we're having. Not sure what he is. But what do we got? A brick. So much glass in here. All right, guys, we're making our way down this trail. I guess we're not going to spend much time up on the road. I might have to backtrack here. But we've got some of the original wall behind whatever they tried to do here. Whew. More destruction. Try to climb up here. Maybe. I think I'm just gonna kick it right here, guys. Got an interesting little red area. This wall is just blowing me away. Oh shit. I don't want to know what's in that. I really don't. This thing goes way back in here. Haven't seen any feather and wedge marks on any of these stones. Look at this. Crazy, guys. And I'm standing on whatever. Jeez. Just found another interesting piece of a glass jar. Trying to get you guys the rainbow action, but it's hard to come through. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Unbelievable. I mean, just all in here, guys. What is this? Some type of enameled, beautiful piece of glass. All right, I gotta keep moving. I'm getting low on the battery. Look at this. Incredible. This has the flippin' cap on it. What is going on right there, guys? Look at this tree, guys. I'm not sure what kind of tree it is, but this thing is incredible. It's got that white bark, or maybe it's under the bark. If I can get you up here real quick out of the sun. It's gonna be hard to see. Couple massive looking blocks in here. Trying to work my way back up to the street, guys. Which is up there. Just following the trail. I'm in the Blue River Road closure area with the bicycle in case I end up missing. All right, guys, I finally found a spot to get back up to the street here. Check this destruction out right here. Got another one of these going under the street. Look at this. Goes way up here. As usual, we've got several tiers of land going on. I mean, it's just buried everywhere, guys. Looks like an old piece of telephone pole over here, or electric pole. Or it could be just a tree. Is this looking natural to you guys? Trying to get you guys way up top here. Sun's trying to poke through right there. Look at the side of this hill. Goes on and on and on. There's a massive chunk up here. Trying to keep you out of the sun. Looks like I'm digging in a little more than I anticipated today, guys, but look at what's under this tree here. Look how perfect those lines look. Something's been digging in or disturbing this little area right here, it looks like. I'm not real sure. Some kind of tracks, possibly deer. tree growing on top of that, or trying to. Just incredible. Oh, we've got this little section here too. I'm just gonna walk in here. Oh. Or try to. Here's some people coming. They like my bars, y'all. So that kind of just splits off right here to a little corner. Not sure you can see, the sun is right in the way, of course. That's okay, we like the sun. And then we've got another one of these little valley things. Looks like it used to have flowing water running through it. I'm getting a little short on battery. Can't remember if I mentioned that, but wow. Some of this stuff I'm gonna come back and dig into or dig around. Look at this, guys. See if I can get up here. Oh, this is so steep. I'm using the trees and the roots. Look at this. There's some of that funky pattern. And I don't know if I can get up in here. Yeah, look at this. Looks like this big chunk just fell off of here. Back down to the bike. I got. Oh, shoot, guys. Holy cow. All right. And another one of these drains here that goes under the street. Probably keeps dumping down tier after tier. Look at this monster here, guys. Came from somewhere up here, it looks like. What is this? Interesting red, I'm not sure. Just a few newer bottles. Not sure what is going on here. This looks to be mortar down here. Not sure if they're trying to prevent this from rolling over. But what's going on here? Wow. All right, shoot. Keep having to leave my bike for just a minute. Wanted to get up here. Look at this. Oh shoot, guys. Climbing around the ruins here. Another huge chunk right here. Oh, gee whiz. Got a guardrail right here. I think this used to be an area you could pull off and park. As I mentioned previously, there's another section of road that is closed. And when it was open, back when I was a kid or a teenager, we would, you know, roll around and do teenager things. But there was, you know, what we thought at the time was a like a waterfall. Very similar to a few things we've been seeing here, but it actually still had water flowing through it. But we'll have to save that for another exploration. All right, guys, so I made it back over here. Grandview Road and 91st. I'm gonna try to get down in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but what do we got going on here? Here's the top of this massive curved little section of wall here. bricks. Yeah, it's a little more than I want to get into right now, guys. I've been climbing around this stuff all morning. Oh wow, there's actually 2 holes or tunnels down there that I didn't notice last time. Dang, I really want to go down there. I think I gotta save that for another adventure. Another view of these surviving structures here. Might take a little stroll up Prospect. See if I can't get you guys a little bonus action in here. Been staring at destruction all day long. Down here on Prospect. Interesting terracotta tile work on this. These are looking really familiar, similar to that piece of terracotta I found in Roanoke Park. More surviving wall. There's a ton of empty lots over here on the east side. But we're gonna roll back down, or we're gonna roll down 72nd here towards the west. There's a few structures I'm hoping to run into, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna try to get you a few views of this beauty. Kind of in the shadow here. And there are signs up around here, so I'm not gonna get too close, but I have driven by this before, and I have to get a little bit of a look here. I'm sorry, I had just zoomed in all the way. Look to be missing something right here. This is very interesting. Got an eagle. Couple scrolls. Interesting terracotta. Look at the brickwork up top here. Incredible. There's the sun. Some mosaic stuff going on. Very tall arch. Some sort of vents. These red tiles look to be the exact same size of those turquoise ones that I found. Couple more quick views if the sun will allow here. This is called the Pathway Academy. Not sure if this is still in use. And then across the street, we've got a stone structure. We're going to take a quick look at that as well. St. John's Catholic Seminary. Place is pretty massive. Another interesting school. Not sure what's going on with the portal up here. And this street right here is the Paseo. We've looked at several things on the Paseo. What do we got going on, guys? Not much of a fence, so I'm gonna take a quick little walk. Got some buried windows. Another portal. Looks like it still has its vent. And I just noticed, but that is a big cross right there in stone. I was kind of wondering what's going on over these windows. Check out the size of this leaf. Awesome. Very cool structure. Look, there's even a cross on the little downspout. Interesting. Just gonna take a quick walk over here. Massive archway. And then one of these what look like, you know, stone walls that we see everywhere. Looks like we're missing something up here, guys. Definitely. So, dedicated in 1949. And then this entrance actually goes down. Usually we are several steps up to get into one of these. That might have been an afterthought. All right, guys, hit this little dead-end street here. Get you another view the side of this interesting structure. And here's the other side of this other school. So I've been thinking about that little dugout box thing that we found on Blue River Road. And then, what do we got going on? Look at this, guys. What is the deal here? A lot of these old homes have these buried garages. Almost wondering if that wasn't a buried garage we were looking at. And obviously the rest of the structure was completely gone, or for the most part. Another one of these pieces of walls with some surviving brick capping the top.